All right. So now we're recording the class. So welcome again to the Business and Human Communication, BUS 201. That's the course code. So in this week, we're just going to go through some basic introduction. So our today's session, at the beginning, we will have some introductions. So I'll introduce myself to you so that you know who is the other person on your screen who is teaching you this course. It's always important to know the other person so that you are able to engage with your lecturer, with your class teacher or mentor, because I just don't want to be someone who will teach you a course, but rather I would like to take a place inside your mind that someone who was able to inspire you. So I think that's also part of my duties, to be able to inspire you. So I'll take that responsibility. We'll talk about the assessments, we'll talk about the delivery format, and we'll also have some introduction to business communication, all right? So some housekeeping stuff. Try to keep your camera on. It's a reasonable expectation to have your camera on, as I reiterated, saying that again. Try to keep your cameras on. It is the expectation of the university. In fact, it is not only expectation, it's strongly recommended that you do that, and that will give you that whole 5% grade of your total assessment. Interrupt the lecture at any time with your question. So in Zoom, you'll find there's a function where you can raise your hand. So feel free to raise your hand any point. I'm happy to be being interrupted. Actively engage in all of the discussion, all right? So see, you are in this virtual environment. We are all in this virtual environment. Now, in order to leverage the best out of this, it's actually your job to keep yourself engaged, because I'm not on the other side. I wouldn't be able to see whether you're watching Netflix and still doing the class, or whatever you're doing. I don't know, but it's like we're all adult, and it's our job to proactively learn. So that proactive learning and engagement is really the key. If you're not engaged proactively, there's no way someone else could teach you. No matter how best a lecturer I am, or what, you could even sit in Harvard University or whatever the university is, but you wouldn't be able to learn unless you open up yourself. So there's a saying that our mind works like a parachute. So it only works when you open it up. A parachute doesn't work unless you open it up. So mind is like that. So if you don't open up your mind, if you just don't engage, no one will be able to teach you anything. And try to just keep yourself distraction free for the duration of the core of today's session. All right. Now about myself. So I've got about 20 years of work experience. So only a month ago, I got off from a plane from Australia, and with the utmost passion to teach in Bangladesh, I came here and I thought I'll stay in Bangladesh for a while and I'll do some teaching. So I've lived in Australia for probably a good part of my life. I've worked there as an academic for several Australian universities. I've also worked with government in Australia as well. I've done some consultancy in the education space. In terms of my education, I've got PhD, Master's by Research, MBA, BBA. I've done a fair bit of studies. Some additional facts about myself: I like to read, play PSP with my little princess. She's 7.5 years old. I like to travel, and I've got a newfound passion. I like to make some YouTube videos. So recently, I've been making lots of YouTube videos as I was lockdown situation. So I'll share lots of those throughout, as we will get to know each other a lot more. Some fun fact. Here's a fun fact. I tamed a wild cockatoo for a day and made it my gym partner. We were doing exercise on my balcony just for one day. As you can see in this image, it's a wild cockatoo. It's a big Australian wild cockatoo, and it just became my friend, and we're just like exercising on that day. That was fun. So I'll share some more stuff about that later. Anyway, so now it's gonna be your turn, folks. So I want you to know your name. I can see your name already. What do you do other than studying? I know lots of you may have some talents, or you may be doing a job, or doing something else. I would like to know that. What is your expectation from this course? And you will have to also share a fun fact about yourself. While you do that, you must have to have your camera on so that we could see yourself. I don't know whether you are a chatbot. I don't know who you are, but we do need to know who is that other person on the other end who's talking, all right? So I'm going to start doing this in a cold calling fashion, but because I don't know, I'm not sure whether you're going to voluntarily come forward. So let's just do some cold calling, shall we? So I'll start with like in the order that I can see on my Zoom screen. I'll start with Nazifa Moli. Nazifa, would you mind opening up your camera and introduce yourself to us, please? Do we have Nazifa Moli with us? All right. I'll pass on. Probably Nazifa is taking a bit of time, wondering, oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm going to have to open up my camera. But Nazifa, that's going to be live for the next 12 weeks. Trust me. Passing on to Shafin Mufdi.
Hello, am I audible? And
yes, you are audible
right.
and we can see you. Thank you so much.
All right. This is Shafin Abdur Mufdi. I'm studying in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Prague University. And beside study, I like to do music, and I'm still on a process of learning in that field. And also I'm going through this I'm learning also I want to learn this field of CSC and find out what I can do with this. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks, Shafin. What type of music do you like or you do?
I used to learn like Nazrul Sangeet in Chanot. From class 5 I've learned for about 6 years and taken the degree. And beside that, I used to hold a band. I used to work in a band with my friends, but now they're in different
that's great.
Places.
Thanks,
so.
Shafin. All right,
Thank you.
passing on to Porsche Salsabil.
Hello, sir. Sir, it's Parsha Salsabil.
Oh, sorry, my apologies. Please excuse my ignorance. It will take me at least 1 or 2 classes just to get all the names and the pronunciation right. Sorry, apologies. Carry on.
So my name is Parsha Salsabil, and I'm from MNS department from microbiology program. And I like to do drawings like ink sketches or pen sketches in my lazy time and reading books. That's all.
Okay. Yes. What's your expectation from this course?
It's basically a COD course, so we all had to take one. So I choose this one, but about the business thing, it can actually help me in my microbiome program because it's also a part of business. So basically everything is a part of a business. So it's gonna help me. That's why I take this course.
Sure. Any fun fact about yourself, Parsha?
Currently, I'm having my breakfast and doing this class. So
all right, that's really a fun fact because it's afternoon and you're having a breakfast. All right. Okay, passing it to Qazi Rashid bin Saqib.
Assalamu alaikum.
Could you speak a bit louder, please, everyone? Yeah.
Hello, I'm Qazi Rashid bin Saqib. I'm from CSC department. And the things I'm doing besides studying is I'm working in a part-time job. This just marketing in social media. And the fun fact is I would do business in future. It's my dream, but I'm in CSC.
Okay, all right. What type of business do you want to do?
I don't know. I wish I could do farming type of business. I could set a farm, grow chickens and other stuffs that will help.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, passing it to Sirajus Salihin.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I am Shazul Salihin. I'm from CSE department, and other than studying, I like to travel. Um, I don't travel very often, but I do it regularly around my place or neighborhood. And I like to play with electronic stuffs, etc. And a fun fact, maybe I'm not that fun.
That's all right. Okay, passing it to Mahmoud Alam.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I'm
Salam.
Mahmoud Alam. I'm Mahmoud Alam. I'm studying CSC in Breck University right now, currently. Other thing besides studying, I like to read comics a lot. Yes. And in free time, I also do some tuitions. I teach students, kind of, basically. And that's it. So thank you very much.
Okay, that's good. Thanks so much. Passing it to Irene Orchi.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Muslim.
Hi. Hello, this is Irene Haq Orchi. I'm from CSC department, and other than studying, I hang out a lot with my family, friends, relatives. Like, I'm a very outgoing person, and the expectation from this course is I'm from science background, so I don't know about those things. So I wanna learn those things from this course. And a fun fact maybe from my part is I can't dance and I didn't learn dancing. So I try to dance from YouTube videos and try to cover those dance by learning from YouTube. That's all. Thank
Oh, that's
you.
great. You've got some talents here, dancing talents. That's great.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
passing it to Shahana.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Hi, everyone. I am Shahana. I am from the BBA department. This is my fourth semester. The reason I took this course is because I don't know much about business, and in this semester I've taken mostly all the business courses in order to know more about it, and cannot really think of any fun fact about myself. Other than studying, I like to watch movies and TV shows in my spare time. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks, Shahana. Okay, passing it to Mishhaq Mansoor.
Hello, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are
Welcome.
doing well. I'm
Thank you.
Ishaq Mansoor. I'm from CSC department. Rather than studying, I love to do cycling pretty well. And currently, I got a new hobby like you, which is cooking. During lockdown, I started learning cooking from my mom. And yes, I'm working on it to get the better skills. And my expectation from this course, I do believe I need to brush up my communication skills. That's the major point of taking this course, and I'm eager to learn about business things from this course.
Excellent.
And a fun fact about me, it would be I had my first breakfast after 3 and 4 weeks today. So that would be a fun fact, I guess so.
So you always skip your breakfast and you wake up during lunchtime and have your lunch, right?
Yes, I started to do it, taking brunch together at 2 or 3
right.
p.m. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
that's really a fun fact. Anyway, thanks. Look, folks, the first thing about because as a lot of you are coming from the other discipline other than business, you just need to keep in mind the very first fact about communication. If you really want to improve your communication, you need to build engagement with your audience, all right? You need to have your eye contact with your audience. You need to build, if you are shy to show yourself, if you're not willing to communicate, no, maybe I don't want to open up my camera, I don't want to see the other person on the other side, that doesn't build engagement with your audience. So fundamentally, you're creating a barrier at the first place in terms of developing good communication, all right? So please leave your cameras open so that you are here in the class. As long as you're here in the class, have your camera open, all right? If you need to go to the toilet or if you've got something urgent to do, you can turn off your camera for a little bit and then just go do your thing and come back again, all right? But try to be present in the class. Okay, passing on to Mehdi.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is K. Mehdi Hassan and I'm from CSE department. I do a lot of stuff other than studying, like I listen to music and I do coding stuffs like I work on Unity and web development and other some interesting stuffs like that. And also I hang out with my friends and travel a lot. I mean, recently I started traveling with my friends and I expect to learn about business from this course, like how the things works or how to manage business. So, I mean, I don't have that much idea, so I'd like to learn a few. And the fun fact is my friends are afraid of me that I will eat their food when I'm with them in a restaurant, because I mean the school friends actually, because I eat fast, really fast, and stare at their food. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Thanks, Mehdi. Thanks for sharing that. Passing it to Arshi. I don't know if you have pronounced that properly. That's what's written on the screen, ARSI. Do we have RC with us? We could see you, RC, but not hear you. Probably you have to unmute your microphone. You have to unmute your microphone. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum. I'm from CSE department. Besides studying, I like to edit videos and also sometimes I watch movies. And sometimes I like to also dance by listening to songs, and that's what I do in my leisure time. And I wanted to do this course because I am not I have not learned anything about business, or I have not I was learning. I don't know anything about business, so I wanted to learn that. That's why I am interested to do this course. That's my expectation from this course.
Okay, that's good. Thanks, RC. Thank you. Passing it to Joy Chaudhary.
Assalamualaikum, sir. Sir, it's unfortunate that, sir, today I joined from my PC, so I can't turn on my camera, but I assured that from next class, I will definitely turn on my camera.
Thanks,
so,
Joy.
okay, sir. So my name is, actually my nickname is Joy, and my full name is Shihab Rumi Chaudhary. So, and if I say something about like, what do I do other than studying, then there is a huge list, because I like to, like, sometimes I don't like to do a certain thing for a long time, like playing games for 5 or 6 hours. Okay, 1 or 2 days, but after that I can't continue that. I like to, like, then I will spend time with my friends or go on a travel or something like that. But though I don't want like to do some certain thing for a long time. And the fun fact is today, to be honest, after a long time in my Brackle life, I'm joining something like after English 102. I joined some course like this where I got an opportunity to like share something about myself in a course. So I'm kind of nervous. I know that, but I'm kind of nervous. So hope our journey will be great. So thank you, sir.
All right, thanks. Yes, I definitely think it's a great opportunity for you, all of you guys to brush up your English speaking skill as well. And also, like, this course will give you a great solid foundation to develop your business communication, because regardless of what you will do in your future life ahead of you, communication skill is a must. So you must have to develop the communication skill, and this course will give you exactly that. And I think I will be able to add great value to your life, because I have been exposed to multinational environment for a long time. So I can get you lots of perspective from here, from outside. So lots of cultural, elements as well, which are really important in communication as well. All right, Tawsif Hassan Lavlu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, if you could speak a bit louder, that would be nice.
Yes. This is Tawsif Hassan Lavlu. I am from CSE background, and this is my last semester. Rather than study, I like to traveling, like bike riding and watching movie. And from this course, my expectation is I like to increase my communication skill on business purpose. And a fun fact, if I say that 1 week ago I have long hair, now I am bald. That's it from me. Thank you.
What does the fun fact say again, Lavlu? Loudly.
1 week ago, sir, I have long hair, but 1 week and now I am bald. I cut my hair.
All right, that's really funny.
Yes,
all
sir.
Right.
Thank you.
So now we know the reason why you're wearing that hoodie.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, passing it to Akib Rahman.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. I'm Akib Rahman. I'm from CSE department. And
can't see
other
you,
than
Akib.
studying, sorry, sir.
We cannot see your face.
Can you see me now?
Yes. Yep.
So, other than studying, I play computer games and I'm learning graphics designing and web development. And my expectation from this course is to learn something and get a good grade. And a fun fact is, I have used some oil in my hair before the class, but I didn't know I have to open the camera. So
don't worry, you're still looking great. You've got great hair. You're looking great. So don't worry about that. Okay, no one's worried about your putting on hair oil, so that's fine. Okay, passing it to Irene Hawk Orchi. Irene, did you have introduction yet?
Yes, sir.
You
yes,
already
sir.
did.
I already
Okay.
did.
Okay, that's good. Okay, passing it to, who else is leading? Mushfiq Billah.
Hello.
Yep, all good. We can see you, hear you. Nice.
Hello, sir. Hope you're well, and good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I'm Mushfiq Billah. This is my 7th semester at Bragg University, and currently I'm at CSE department. So I am basically at my workplace, and I am doing motion and graphics designing for multiple digital marketing agencies. There are 360 digital marketing agencies. And other than studying, I'm always doing something that is related to my work. I have a lot of clients pressures, and the thing I expect from this course about the academic knowledge of business, because I have a very keen interest to learn about how things work and what are the improvements that could be needed for improving a good mindset about business. And so, yes, I'm having a very rough week, you can say, or rough months, because 2 months back I lost my mother, and right now my grandma is already admitted to hospital, so I am in really hectic position. So, and fun fact about me is like, before joining this class, I burned my hair while boiling the water. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Thanks so much, Mushfiq, and our deepest condolences with you for the same family situation. I hope the family situation gets well. Okay.
Thank you.
Passing
Thank you so
it
much.
to Nazifa Moli. If Nazifa could still hear us.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, Nazifa. We cannot see you yet. Yep, now we can see you.
I tipped my web camera so you couldn't see me. Assalamualaikum, sir. I'm from CSC department. The fun fact about me is I have watched a lot of drama in different languages from different countries. I have also read a lot of books of not in sometimes they're in Chinese, Chinese translated in English and many others. I also play a game during off time. So my expectation is I hope I can communicate better without hesitation. I could improve that part, and I could also talk with I talk a little bit faster when I get nervous, so I hope I can improve that fact too.
Okay, that's good. You've got a good self-awareness. That's really important. You know your weaknesses, your strengths, and that's really good. Okay, Zawad Hussain.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Zawad. Good, thanks.
I'm really sorry about the background noise. I'm outside the house right now because I was going to the hospital for an eye checkup. So that's why I had to leave the house before the class started. I'm really sorry.
Okay, all right. Now carry on.
Hello.
Yep.
So my name is MD Jawad Hussain Bhuiya, and this is my second last semester. I am doing my studies in CSE, and my hobbies would be there is a lot of hobbies, but mostly I like walking, cycling, something that gives me an adrenaline rush, and mostly I love to.
Looks like we've lost Jawad. Now, can I just re-emphasize the fact that the virtual classroom means you're exactly in the classroom time. The only difference is you're sitting in your home, all right? So the expectation is that you'll try to organize your work and everything not around your classroom, but outside your classroom hours, all right? So ideally, imagine if we were in an in-person situation, you would have still come to the class in this time, right? And you wouldn't do anything else. You would not do anything else. I know there's life happens, and with the rising COVID, there's sickness, there's lots of problems. But yeah, you try to block off this time from everything else so that this time is entirely dedicated. Because guess what, guys? You're paying lots of money, like shitload of money for doing one single unit. And if you don't do well, it's gonna just not look that great. Thanks, Jawad. We had the introduction. Anything else you want to share?
No, sir. That's all.
All right. Thanks. Hope your eye appointment goes well. Akil Mahmoud.
Hello, this is Akil Mahmoud, and I'm from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering as well. So I'm not very certain if there are some fun facts about me, but I can say that I wake up really early in the morning. So I have like tons of free time. So here's what I'd like to do with my free time. I go to the gym. I also teach. I'm working. I'm not gonna say working. I'm struggling to work on this project, which would enhance the learning experience of high school students. And my expectations are, well, I didn't really get the chance to go through the outline or anything regarding this course. However, as you said earlier, that this all of the sessions are going to be really interactive. So this is what one of the faculties from last semester did, something like this. So and it really works. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks, Akil. Good to know you are an early riser. All right. Who else didn't have an introduction? Summit. Did you have introduction from Summit?
So maybe it's Shumit.
Oh, sorry.
I think. Okay.
Sorry. Apologies.
Can you see me, sir?
Yes, we could see you. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm Shumit Durwa from CSC department. And rather than studying, I would like to play guitar. I'm still studying and trying to learn it. And I have a pet, and it's a cat. And what Irene has already said, that this business side is totally from the other side, from science background. So my expectation from this course is to learn something that I should know about business. And the fun fact is I'm back to cafeteria. I hope you can see it. And from this cafeteria, I have come this for some thesis work, and I have got this. There is a class of business, so I've come here and taking this class. That's all.
All right. Thanks, Shumit. Good
Thank
to
you
know
so
you're a
much.
cat lover. All right. Passing it to Farhan.
Hello, sir.
Yep. Carry on, Farhan.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you. We could see you.
Yes, sir. My name is Mohammad Farhan Ishraq. I'm from CSE department, and rather than studying, I have a business. I do some business I have a website and an app. I sell video games, PSN wallets, gift cards, etc.
That's
From
good.
this, thank you, sir. From this course, I would like to know many more business strategies to increase my business. That's it, sir.
Okay, that's good. See, this is a great opportunity to, when you introduce yourself, that's also another great opportunity to tell your community what you do. Like, you really feel proud of yourself. Like, even you're as a student, you're still doing a business, which is great. So well done. Hopefully you learn a lot from this course. Passing it to Zaki Habib.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. My name is Zaki Habib. I am from CSC department. I do heavy gaming other than studying. As I am from CSC department, BAS course is CORD course. So I took it as I did good in earlier BAS CORD course. So I thought I will achieve something like a good grade. Fun fact about me is, like, when I'm showering, I try to sing. I'm not a professional singer, or I can't sing at all, but I try to. That's
Bathroom singer. You are a bathroom singer, like many of us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, who else is left? MAB Siddiq, Sanjan.
Hi, can you see me?
Yes, we could see you, hear you well. Carry on.
Hi, my name is MAB Siddiq Sanjan. I'm from CSE department. I like to play games, and I also do freelancing in internet. And there is no fun fact about me.
All right. So looks like more than half of this class actually into gaming, and I could literally see, like, the way you're all placed with your headphone, gaming headphones and everything. Looks like most of you guys are very much into games. All right. So anyway, is there anyone left who didn't introduce? Because I think some people dropped out with the fear that they have to introduce themselves. So some people may have already dropped out of the class, which I've seen. So look, some days I'm gonna take the attendance towards right at the end, all right? So if you're planning to just show up in the first 10 minutes in the class and then just drop out, it's not gonna, that strategy is not gonna work. So some days the attendance will be on the very last minute in the class. So please, my humble request to all of you to be available in the class, all right? For the sake of your own benefit, you will be benefited from this. So some good introduction from all of you, that gives me a sense of like, you know, my class, and also like, you know, what do you do? What are your skills? You know, what sort of various talents that we have in our class? And I would also like to put a face beside the name. That's really important because I just don't want to always look at a face in the class and I wouldn't even know who that individual is. So it's really important. And in fact, historically, what has happened, I tend to get biased when I see some people's face every day and I gave them better marks. You know, that's a secret that I'm sharing with you. But it's a common human thing. Like, you know, when I could build that association, engagement with you, your name and your face will remember inside my mind. So when I'll see next time you, and when I'll be grading your paper, that creates that psychological attachment with you. But the ones that are totally disconnected from the class, out of sight, out of mind, that's what really happens. It's a natural human thing. So try to build that connection with your lecturer. That really helps. So if someone is left without the introduction, we'll probably have that later on. So I'm just going to go to our assessments now so that we talk about some introductory things about this course. So here's the assessments. As you can see, the assessment says that at the very beginning, attendance is really important. We would like to see you attending every class. And if your attendance falls short, less than 70%, you will be barred from the exam. You wouldn't be able to sit the exam. And there's some threshold, like if you are attending maybe half of the class, you'll get half of that 5%. So there's lots of other, like, you know, the matrix, you'll find that in the course outline. So make sure to check the course outline where you'll see the detailed breakdown of the attendance requirement. Quiz, that's really another key for which you need to attend the classes, because all of the quizzes will be based on the class discussion. The various topics that we will be talking, the quiz questions will be based on those. So if you have missed out the classes, probably you may have missed those clues as well. So there will be few quizzes and the total weight of that is 20%. The date and the format of the quizzes will be shared with you well before the quizzes will appear. But this is just to keep in mind that there will be some quizzes. There will be midterm exam, which will have some analytic questions as well. And this will be again based on our class discussion. Group project, which includes report writing and presentation, that includes 15%. And the final exam. So this is at a glance all of the assessments. You will be given lots of instructions and detailed description regarding all of these, and you might well find a lot of these descriptions inside the course outline. So I'd highly recommend you to look into the course outline. All right. So now I'm slowly going to get into this course, which is called in Business and Human Communication. This is really one of the most important, and in fact, the core course, as you know, because fundamentally, whether you are in computer science, whether you are in business, whether in arts or humanities, in every discipline, the importance of communication is absolutely crucial. When you are in an university environment, when you are in an organizational setting, everywhere, regardless, you need to understand the rules and the regulations, the policies, the principles of good communication. Because without good communication, there could be lots of different problems. Here's one problem I'm showing you. What do you see in this picture? Who can get some clue? Do you get some clue or what's happening in this picture?
This is their greeting style. They're greeting to each other. Barack Obama and Aung San Suu Kyi.
Yeah. Okay.
Suu Kyi doesn't seem to like this type of greeting, in my opinion.
All right. Anybody
In my
else?
opinion, sir, it's kind of misleading, the picture. Just by seeing the picture, it's kind of misleading. So there, I believe that there is a little bit of communication gap there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so you guys are right. Actually, different countries or different cultures, they have their own communication style. The communication style is very different from one country to another, one culture to another. So when you miss out those cultural clues of good communication, there will be some distortion. And this is a situation of a communication distortion because the Western culture and the cultural communication norm is that when they greet someone very typically they give a gentle kiss to the woman's cheek. That's just like a Western way of greeting. Now, this is not a style that is followed in the Asian culture. In the Asian culture, that is way too intimate. Asian culture do not believe in especially the women, they do not like to be touched by someone who is greeting. So here in this situation, Barack Obama, the president, went to meet Aung San Suu Kyi in Myanmar when he was trying to just greet her with the usual Western culture, the way they greet women when they respect. And this is they do out of respect sometimes or sometimes affection. But in this case, Aung San Suu Kyi, she was just trying to avoid that situation, that awkward situation. So that kind of created an awkward situation. And this is sometimes referred to as an example of cultural miscommunication because two of them, they had two different thinking. Although both of them, they wanted to greet each other, but at the same time, the way they were greeting each other was way too different. So this was just an example. All right. So now I'm going to stop sharing this screen and get to the back side where we have the course slides, not the slide. The slide's going to be quite long, but just for the sake of uniformity across all of the sections in this course, I'm going to pull up the same slides that is being used. So maybe we would not be able to cover everything, but we'll just focus on some of the core aspects in there. So bear with me. I'm just going to pull up that slide now, and then we'll just go through those key discussions from that. And you'll find some really interesting topics, some really interesting stuff from this course when it comes to communication. All right. So this is the lecture slides that you'll find in the back side of this course. All right. I'm using the same slide just so that we maintain that uniformity. So understanding business communication in today's workplace, it's really one of the key elements in today's world. So effective communication. What's the benefit of effective communication? Let's have a look. All right. So when we will talk about what is communication, but even before knowing what is good communication, let's think about effective communication has lots of good benefit. It enhances your professional image because when you are a professional and you are communicating effectively with your peers and with your colleague, that will definitely enhance your professional image. It will improve your stakeholder response. Who is your stakeholder? Stakeholder would be the ones who are directly or indirectly related to your business organization. They're called your stakeholder. Stakeholder means in Bengali, if we just translate that in Bengali, it's called খুঁটি ধারক, যারা একটা অর্গানাইজেশনের খুঁটি ধরে থাকে তাদেরকে বলা হয় stakeholder. So directly or indirectly, whoever is connected with your organization, they're called your stakeholders. Quicker problem solving. Good communication can quickly solve any problem. Imagine in a workplace setting, you have some conflicts with your colleagues and peers. But if you have good and effective communication, that could easily solve problems. Other than that, you'll start to fight, you'll start to do whatnot. Stronger decision-making, increased productivity, steadier workflow, stronger business relationship. So just instill these things inside your mind when you think about communication. Let's have a think about today's workplace, all right? What is today's workplace? Now, today's workplace has changed, right? Imagine we are doing everything virtually. A lot of the organizations these days have turned into virtual organization these days. Back 5 years ago in Bangladesh, if we think about what is virtual working from home, that wasn't even a thing. None of the organization would trust that. Every organization would think that you have to have your bum on the seat from 9 to 5, no matter whichever type of organization you are at. But nowadays, many organizations, they believe that yes, working from home could be a possibility. So remote working is something that we all have endorsed. And this is due to the advancement of technology. See, with the benefit of technology, we are connected from various locations. The information age, this era is all about data and information. If you don't know what's happening around you, if you're not aware of all of the various social media platforms, if you're not aware of internet, you are a dinosaur. You don't exist in this world, all right? So regardless of whichever discipline you come from, whichever domain or background you're from, you have to be aware of the information and data. Globalization is another challenge and opportunity as well. With the advancement of technology, a lot of you may be working remotely with other organizations. As someone was telling me that he is working with some other clients, maybe a lot of your clients may be from overseas. So with the globalization, it's possible nowadays that you have an open market. You're able to work for international organization. You're able to do freelancing. You're able to play games with players from elsewhere in the world. A lot of you may be playing games with people from other parts of the world in a network situation. This is all due to globalization. So you have to frequently communicate with them. Workforce diversity is another problem. More and more workforce, they're facing diversity. In the workplaces, you find people with different sexual orientation these days. You get male, female, transgender people. You get people with different religious belief. You've got Hindu, you've got Muslim, you've got Christian, you've got people with no religious belief. You get people with different age gap. You get people with different cultural background. So these are all part of your diversity. And as an individual of this generation, you need to be aware of these factors. Team-based organization. These days, organizations are comprised of small and big teams. So you need to build that interpersonal relationship with your team. And that is one of the most important characteristics, that you understand how to become a team player. And for that reason, as I was saying, that building engagement with your class is really important, because this is like a team. We're a team. If you don't know how to build that engagement, it's going to be difficult for you to interact. So university gives you that platform where you can build that teamwork situation. And part of our assessment is also a group work, where you will have some team building and some group related work that will really help you to become like a team-based person. So these are some factors that we need to be careful about for the modern generation. Now, this is like one very traditional and typical communication process. And for the sake of your understanding of what is good communication, you just need to be aware of this one. So when we say the term communication, if we deconstruct that, you will find there are a few essential elements. Phase one is the sender. So you want to communicate with someone. Let's say you want to communicate something with your friend. So first you need to have an idea or a message, all right? Then you have to be able to encode the idea. That means whatever you're going inside your brain, that's inside your brain, but you need to be able to translate that. This is called encoding. Translate that into an idea so that it is understandable to the other person. But if you're not able to encode that, whatever you think, it's not going to be understandable by the other individual that you're trying to communicate. And then sender, which is you want to transmit that message to your intended audience. When you want to do that, you need to have some media, and that could be email, that could be phone, that could be a letter, that could be verbal communication. There could be many other things. Now, then the receiver sends you a feedback, because imagine you are telling something to me and I'm like looking at somewhere else, all right? I'm looking at somewhere entirely else. So the feedback that you're receiving is that that individual I'm talking to isn't even listening to me. So the feedback here is wrong, and I'm not giving you the proper signal that your communication is getting to me. And then receiver needs to decode the message as well. Whatever you're encoding, the receiver needs to decode that as well. Because if I'm not understanding you properly, you are not telling the right thing, or I'm not decoding the message properly. And finally, the receiver gets the message, all right? So this is like the communication cycle. This is a very typical communication cycle. It could be a quiz question, all right? Hints, this is a quiz question. What is the communication cycle? And this is like the communication process, all right? So first, sender has an idea, sender encodes the idea, sender transmit the message, then you have to have a channel or media. Then receiver sends the feedback, receiver decodes the message, receivers get the message. Now, try to put this communication process into practice. In many occasions, you'll see that when you communicate with someone, imagine it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, if you have one, all right? You're trying to communicate a message with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Maybe you have said something, but you don't even know if the other person on the other end have heard you properly. So it's your job is to make sure that the other person is hearing what you're saying exactly. If they're not hearing it properly, then the message was not communicated to them properly. So the sender needs to make sure that the message is properly communicated to them. So selection of the medium is also very important. When you're sending an urgent message to someone, and imagine you are sending that via email, do you think that's a better communication channel? Can someone make a comment on that? So imagine you've got a very urgent message, all right? You need something very urgently from your friend. Maybe you are in desperate need of some money, all right? You are in hospital.
I don't think so that email would be the best option.
Why?
Because,
Why do you think so?
Because I want to reach the person urgent, right? So I would choose one method to like the platform. I would choose that where he would be available for like most of the daytime. So I would rather choose the Messenger or WhatsApp or like the phone data mobile message, like short message service. So that's why I don't think that and we check email like once in a day or twice in a day, not more than most.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Shafi. That's a very good response. So when you've got something very urgent to tell, maybe it's not a great idea to send email to someone, because email is something that people maybe would not check every minute, but your message may be very urgent. So you cannot communicate via email when you are in urgent need of something. But imagine you are sending a job application message to someone, all right? And you're sending them that message through their Facebook. Do you think that's a good media?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why not?
Sir, because it is not a very formal medium to apply for job. A better medium would be emailing, or if there is any other platform for dropping my application.
Yes, that's right, exactly. So using the right channel is really important, all right? When you are communicating with your boss, maybe communicating through the social media may not be a good media, because that's not a formal communication channel. That's an informal communication channel. But when you are communicating with your friend or maybe a family member, maybe you can use social media, or you can text, or do whatever you want to use, which is informal, or even call them. So always think about the communication channel. What is the right communication channel for the type of communication that you are intending to? Not selecting the right communication channel can lead to a problem which is known as communication distortion. That means that will create that barrier for that communication not to be received by the receiver properly, and they might encode that message improperly. And there will be lots of examples. So in this course, we'll use some of those examples as well. And when one and the other end, in referring back to the same example, if we see that Barack Obama and Aung San Suu Kyi as well, see the communication, there was some gap in the understanding of the cultural elements as well. Like they did not have an entirely clear understanding of the cultural aspect, right? So understanding this cultural aspects is also very important when you are communicating with other people. All right, moving on. Improving business communication. So when you want to improve business communication, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First of all, you have to commit to ethical communication. So in the business world, when you're communicating with your colleagues, with your competitors, with other businesses, it's always important to think about the ethical aspect of that communication, because it's a formal setting. In the business communication, most of the communication will be done at a formal setting. So the ethicalness is really important, because whether you are ethical or not, that will matter. And being ethical means you need to have some moral obligation. Consider your moral obligation. What are your moral obligation? For instance, when you're addressing someone who is senior to you, it's a reasonable expectation that you would address them properly according to their designation, all right? Something that would display that, yes, that individual is superior to you. So similarly, think about all of those various ethical aspects which you don't cross the boundary of your moral obligation. The second thing that will help you to improve your business communication is adopt an audience-centered approach. Can someone explain what is audience-centered means?
My target client, according to the requirements of my client.
That is correct. So always take an audience centered. That means another expression you can say that put yourself into your clients or the audience's shoe, all right? So when you are communicating with them, try to put yourself into their shoes and imagine how they would receive that message, all right? So when you're communicating with someone in a business setting, always try to use that audience-centered approach when you are thinking about them, what they would think. Imagine you are providing some news, like, organizational space. You're giving some, like, maybe some warning message, or maybe some urgent communication to your audience. Now, you need to first comprehend that into your audience's perspective. Like, how would they comprehend that? So understand that from their perspective. Develop the intercultural sensitivity. And here again, it comes back to the cultural aspect. In different countries, it's really important to understand the intercultural aspect and the sensitivity. Let me give you one example. Like, I once had some Japanese colleague while I was working in Australia. I had some Japanese colleague, and this colleague, he was from another university, and I used to work for University of Canberra at that time. So when I met this colleague of mine, and he was Japanese, it was for the first time I met him. So we're exchanging our business card, all right? So he gave his business card to me, and I gave my business card to him. Now, what I did, I took his business card, I looked at it, oh, nice, yeah, thanks, nice to meet you, Dr. XYZ. I put the card into my wallet, and I shoved it in my back pocket, in my hip pocket. Now, for the rest of the time, I felt that individual, like while talking with me, he wasn't that connected with me anymore. I kind of felt that he was a bit upset, and I could not at all sense like why it was happening, because he wasn't that much connected with me. Can someone tell me what was the reason going on?
My guess is the colleague might have got offended when you put the business card inside your hip pocket. I think he
Yes.
took it as a sign of offense.
Yes,
guess.
exactly. In Japanese culture, like, their cultural thing is whenever you see someone's business card, you hold them card like this, like, it's a respect. Now, in our culture, we just, here's my business card. They hold it like this, and they always put that into their hip, like in the chest pocket, and not in their bum, like, in their, like in a wallet that we do. And in their culture, it's very disrespectful. We put someone, because you're sitting on your butt, and then his card is in your butt, like that is really disrespectful to them. See how sensitive these matters are. And there's similarly so many other examples, like, when you go to in China, you never give someone a gift, a clock or a watch. Like a watch is fine maybe, but if you give someone as a clock as a present, they would probably get offended, because they think the clock is a symbol of how many time that you have got left in your life, and you don't give someone a clock as a gift. So there are lots of cultural sensitivity, lots of cultural clues. That's really important. And you need to develop those cultural sensitivity in business communication. Let me share with you some other examples. There's a Scandinavian firm. They used to produce vacuum cleaners. All right, so vacuum cleaners. I forgot the name of that brand. So when they first introduced their product, their tagline for that product was Electrolux. Electrolux was the vacuum, Scandinavian. I think it's Finland's product. So when they first launched their product, their message was that nothing sucks better like Electrolux. All right. So that was their message, their tagline. Now imagine that's actually true for a vacuum cleaner, because that's what the vacuum cleaner does. It just sucks all the dirt, right? But that product didn't do well in the US market. Why?
Because of the name, sir, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Because the word sucks, it's actually like a slang in US culture, and people just tend to say, it sucks. That means something which is bad. They associate with something that is bad. So that was clearly a wrong message. The Finnish brand, they didn't understood the cultural sensitivity. Here's one epic one from the major brand, Ford. Ford was, you all know Ford brand car, right? It's a very famous American muscle car. Ford Mustang is known as a muscle car. It's a popular brand. They've got SUV, sedan, and like trucks and everything. So Ford, during 1970s, they launched their brand called Ford Pinto, right? Now, the car was selling quite well in US, but in the South American countries, especially in Brazil, it didn't sell that well. Guess what? The term Pinto is a slang used in Brazil, and the word Pinto refers to male private parts in Brazil. So it's a slang used in Brazil, private part of the male, all right? And they were totally shocked when the executives of Ford, they later understood the fact, they were like totally shocked. So what I'm trying to say here is that you need to develop that intercultural sensitivity when you are, yeah, Akil has got a question.
So what does the word mean in the US though?
That was like a font name. I think that was like a Pinto is like a horse. All right, so that's like a breed of a horse. So that's why they named it Ford Pinto. Yeah, later on that brand was a disaster anyway, because Ford Pinto had some ironic feature for which they had to recall that brand. So there are lots of funny examples, and I'll be sharing a lot of those examples with you in the coming classes. But fundamentally, you need to keep in mind that it's really important to develop some cultural sensitivity, then improve workplace sensitivity as well. Understand the workplace sensitivity. That's also really very important, because whichever workplace you are, you need to understand the corporate culture of that organization as well. Okay, passing on. Committing to ethical communication. Ethical dilemma and ethical lapse. All right, so ethical dilemma is when you have an evenly poised situation. You have some evenly, like two alternatives, but you don't know what to do. All right, here's one example. Now imagine you're in an office in Bangladesh. You have to deal with some government officials, and you know that to get something done in that certain department, you need to pay some extra money to get that thing done, all right? But you just don't want to bribe. That's something you do believe and you do want to practice. You don't like to bribe, but you know that to get something done in that particular office, maybe you have to bribe. What do? It's an ethical dilemma. So either you bribe that, get your thing done, or you wait a year to get your thing done. All right. So this is like an ethical dilemma situation. So sometimes ethical dilemma could be unclear. It could also give you an ambiguous message. All right. So you're not clear what's happening. Ethical lapse is also another factor, which is making clear unethical or illegal choice. So you don't know that. Unlike ethical dilemma, the ethical lapse is like you've got a choice. So yes, you want to lapse this situation. Like in ethical dilemma, you're not sure what to do. But ethical lapse, either you can be illegal or unethical. You know, maybe in getting things done, you'll say, all right, I'm going to make an ethical lapse here. I'm going to bribe this department and get my things done because I don't have any choice, because I need to get this thing done immediately. So think about which one it is. So you will be encountering this situation, but you need to judge that situation. And this again comes in front of you when it comes to communication scenarios. You'll encounter these situations as well. I'm not taking a lot of time into these because obviously we're running short of time and I need to cover a lot of these things. But in the back side, if you go to the week 1 section and click Introduction to Business Communication, you'll find there's some lecture notes as well. And in that note, there's lots of discussion. So for the quizzes, you'll find lots of answers from those discussion notes as well. Now, I'm going to do something really interesting here now. All right.
Sir, I have a class at 2 p.m. So
You have a class at 2 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
You can leave, Mehdi, if you have to leave. But we will probably just go. Yeah, because we are supposed to finish at 2 today, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Let us not do the group work then, because we needed to do some group work, some group discussion. I was hoping to put you all into some breakout rooms, but maybe let's not do that today. We've got some stuff to cover, so probably I will use some of these in the next class. All right, so in the next class I'll still be pulling some of the bits and pieces from here, but what I want you, this is more like a homework for you, although that sounds a bit funny for, like, you know, like people of your age to assign homework. I don't like to say it homework, but some follow-up activity is just go through these slides so that you get a little better sense about this. And in the next class, while we will begin, we will just refer back to some of these before getting into some new topics. All right. And I also want to just probably quickly share the spot where I will put all of my lectures, like recorded lectures as well, so that even if you happen to miss anything, you'll be able to pull up those like the records from there. So let me just take you there. Okay, let me share the link. Sorry, just bear with me. Okay, all right. So on the chat screen, I'm just gonna quickly drop this link. This is a YouTube link where I'm uploading all of my various lectures and stuff. So I will be uploading our today's conversation here as well, including the other conversation. All right. Now, every section, every tutor, they have, like, you know, every lecture, they have their own style. Some of them are sharing their stuff through Google Classroom, Google Meet, whatever that is. I am sharing all of my lectures. Now you'll find some other course videos here as well. There's no restriction on those, so I don't mind if you are having a look, although those would not be relevant, but I will, for this course, I will just upload with the course title and also the course outline as well, like, sorry, the course code. So our course code is bus 201. Yeah, bus 201, that's the course code. So I'll upload the courses here. So you'll find all of the course videos, like the class videos, here in this link, so you can follow the stuff here. Okay, so guys, look, for today, I'm just gonna wind up the session today. I'll just conclude the session, understanding that some of you may have class at 2 o'clock. We had a fair bit of time, an hour and a half in total, so I'll not stretch this class any longer. Next week, we will use some of our this week's the remaining lectures, and also we'll introduce new topic. But in the meantime, can I request all of you to have a look into the lecture notes, the pre-recorded lectures. The pre-recorded lectures are already updated by some of the other lectures in this course before, so they have done some recording as well. And there's like lecture notes there as well. So please make sure to have a look into those in your spare time if you really want to do well, because a lot of these discussion will be in your quiz. So hopefully I will see most of you in the next class. In fact, more,
excuse me,
because
sir.
few people missed out the class today. Yep.
Sir, are those lecture notes are available in Bugs?
Yes,
Or
everything is available in Box.
all right. Thank
Yeah. So everything is available in Box. Please make sure to get the most out of that. If you've got any question for myself, my email is, I will write my email here as well. And on every Friday from 11 to 12 p.m., I have my usual consultation hour. All right, so you don't need to make an appointment. You can simply drop in to the same Zoom link, the same Zoom link that you are using here. You can just drop into that. I will be available on Friday, every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. 1 hour, I'm available for consultation. So feel free to drop in Friday as well. If you ever stuck with any topic, you can't understand on the weekly topics or any other enrollment related issues, all right? So signing off for today, folks. It was nice getting to know all of you. Hopefully from next class onwards, I'll get to know more about you. We'll have more fun and more engaging class from our upcoming sessions. We've got a question from Mishak Mansoor. Mishak?
I just want to clarify, are we using any common platform to communicate with each other or with getting the notifications?
Is that a preference for the whole class to use any
Yes,
other?
sir.
I
Yes,
guess
sir.
that would be a better
Yes, sir, I
idea
think
to
would be better.
communicate.
And
in
what
a
do we all
common
prefer?
platform. So Discord or
Yes, sir. Discord.
Discord is the
mainly
best.
Discord, sir.
Okay. So, because I've never used Discord, what's the additional benefit that we get from Discord?
So we can go with your preference also. It doesn't matter.
I think in previous class last year, I was teaching something online, and there's one group, they set up a WhatsApp group and everyone was messaging to the WhatsApp. Is that something that you guys prefer?
Yeah, that works as well.
Yes, sir. That's what.
that would be fine, I guess.
If it's not a hassle for most of you, or if there's no problem, because I know you have to share your number as well, and many people may have reservation to do that. So if that's not a problem, I'm more than happy for someone to be the coordinator and set up the WhatsApp group for communication. For regular communication, I think email is always good. I prefer email communication, but other than that, if we've got a consensus that WhatsApp is the desirable media, we'll use WhatsApp. All right, so let's leave this one till our next class next week. So next week we will have classes on Saturdays and Thursdays, right? This week, this was an introductory week, we only had one class, but from next week onwards we'll have 2 days, Saturdays and Thursdays, 12:30. Are we all clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. So from next week onwards, I will see you. In fact, next Saturday, I'll see you on next Saturday, which is only a few days later, only 2 days after. So I'll see you all on Saturday, right? And we'll sort out the communication related issues as well. So signing off for today, guys, if there's any further question. All right, no further question. If anyone got any question, feel free to stay. But other than that, more than happy for you to leave. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We'll see you next class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Thank you.